Hey,
Hello,
hey, hey.
welcome back.
Good morning. How are you, Steph?
Yes, again, welcome on this midnight train or after midnight train. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming and joining and being here with us. We are so excited to bring to you some more information tonight. Hopefully it'll empower you, motivate you, and more importantly, get you to act. Take some action tonight. Right now, we've been talking about a series about due season. It is your time, especially now that it's quiet, now that it is a time of reflection. It is your time. And in that, we're going to be talking about you having faith, right? You having your faith to do the things, believe in yourself, that are necessary in order to move you in the right direction. So I'm Stephanie Lane Nixon, and I represent the Career Women's Collective, and they hire me, career women hire me to help them negotiate the pay they deserve, to help them get that promotion that they've worked so hard for, as well as if they're looking to get into a new career or a new job, to make sure that they are the best candidate for it. So that's what I do. And I'll let my co-host introduce herself.
Hey, hey, you guys. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us early this morning. So excited to be here again with my sister Stephanie, and I am Tisha M. Johnson, and I didn't change my name. I'm Tisha M. Johnson. I'm not Danielle Winningham. Uh, I am the creator of Your Love of a Lifetime. I'm helping you get true and lasting love. And so
Mm.
I'm excited that we're here, and this has been a wonderful conversation. So, again, welcome and thank you guys for joining us. Looking forward to tonight. So, again, welcome and go ahead and share the broadcast. You know, we're going to be talking about this $1 million and grant money. We had some amazing interviews earlier today. And so we're excited, looking forward to sharing that information with you. And if it's not for you, then it's for someone that you know. So go to bit.ly/free women 2020 so you can register for our information session, which is tomorrow night. But we'll tell you more about that. So again, thank you so much for being here. Welcome.
Yeah, so let's get this party started, right? Again, we're talking about you having faith in this season, okay? Because it's your time, and just keep that in mind as we go along. Now, I don't know the Serenity Prayer. The only thing that sticks out to me is accept the things you cannot change, right? Am I on the right path?
Yep, absolutely.
Hey, that applies to you. Sometimes you cannot, you have to accept where you are right now and be
Yeah,
okay where you are right now.
yeah,
Stop comparing yourself to others and where they are, what they have, what's going on in their life. You know, it's so easy to look in the window of a car next to you and you see a loving embrace, or you see the happiness on a family's face, but you don't know what storms, what trials and things they've had to go through to get to that point. And even if that point is super authentic, because it might not be, it might be one of those situations where they just do that kind of thing on the outside to make it
mm.
appear like,
Ooh-wee,
that it's okay. Many
Stephanie.
people do that, right? Even
Yeah,
in the entrepreneur world, guys, just because you see somebody having shiny things that they borrow from somebody, or they actually are in the store taking pictures because they cannot walk out the store with the items, or you can go on tours and mansions and take pictures and things of that nature. That doesn't mean they own that house. Just because they're next to a Mercedes Benz or a BMW or some kind of sports car doesn't mean they own it. It just looks like it. And sometimes we can get so confused and so caught up with looking at the Joneses that we forget where we are in our current situation and what that
yeah,
means for you.
yeah.
Because sometimes we can reflect on that and just hunker down. I may not have it all right now, but I'm a good person. I love everybody. I have some good insights, some great ideas and things I want to put forth in the world. I know I can be a help to someone else because I've lived a little. I have a little wisdom. I have some experience under my belt that maybe somebody, if they heard my story just a little bit, if they heard my story, I guarantee that it could help. But you've got to realize, you got to kind of get yourself focused in on your current situation and where you are and be okay in that, right? Because even if you're not where you're wanting to be right at that moment, you got to remember it's just like being planted. And when you think about a plant, sometimes when you got that dirt piled on top, it's heavy, right? But it's heavy for a purpose. That is a reason for it, because that pressure, that heaviness helps that seed to stay in the ground, right? And then it starts to grow roots into something. It starts building your foundation so that when you start sprouting, when you start going to the places that you've been dreaming of, that you've been writing about, that you've been talking about, that you've been like this is all that you can imagine, then you are more prepared for it. You are ready for it. You don't have to waver because your stem is strong because of the roots that have taken in the ground. And I'm gonna leave that right there, Tish. I know I'm preaching already, off the cuff, off the cuff.
Yeah, you that's good stuff. You definitely have to believe in something. It said that if you know I lost it just that quick. This late night hour. But if you don't believe in something, then you'll just fall for anything. So you have to have belief, you have to have faith. And so as women, we have faith in a whole lot of things. But when it comes to us, our capabilities, now maybe I'm just talking about me, because for a long time I just kind of moved in some things and did some things, and it was just what I did naturally. But if you ask me, I would have a hard time like really articulating my strengths, because it was just what I did. It wasn't what I focused on, or never wanted to be braggadocious about me and my skills and my capability. So, we take those things that sometimes we learn, bad habits that we learn as we're little or younger. Maybe it was a bad experience when you were a teen or whatever the case may be. And you take that into your adulthood. And so, we as a community, we as being business owners that are supportive of one another, it's important that we lift each other up and not tear each other down, but understand that every woman is on her own journey. I don't have to be jealous or insecure because of Stephanie's gifts. She's very gifted, she's well educated, all of that. I don't have to, my little degree don't compare to about the 4 or 5 she got, you know, but I don't have to feel any kind of way about that, because just as she's powerful in her own right, I'm powerful in my own right. And so, we have to work together and lift each other up. So I don't know if this is the direction we're going in the conversation tonight, but that's just what's on my heart when I think about faith and belief in women, and especially this project that we're promoting with the Free Women Grant, that you have an opportunity to come and enhance your skills and increase your belief, because you're gonna find that what you maybe downplayed, that it's valuable. Because I know for me, when I started, I didn't think that my knowledge and my skills was worth, you know, people paying me really for it. I thought I had to, struggle for some years and, wasn't looking at the different things that I went through, the different
Mhm.
experiences, the relationship experiences for me personally, the training that I had, the grief training and, recovering from, damaged emotions and things like that. I didn't know that that was valuable.
Mhm. Mm.
But everything that you've gone through was for a reason.
Oh, wow.
And what better reason than to help somebody else?
Mhm.
And you can be paid for it. So get paid for your pain.
Ah, ah, and what you're saying
Yes.
is so true. So you got to also trust yourself, right? You
Yeah.
have to trust that, like you said, your education, your experience, your pain has brought you to this place, and you got to believe that it's going you're going to reap something from it. You're going to get something from it. Someone else is going to benefit from you. You're going to
Mhm.
help people that stop them from making the same mistakes that you might have made, or allow them not to get in certain kinds of relationships because they just ignored all the red flags, not just one, but every last one of them, right?
Oh my
Uh,
goodness.
just those kinds of things that we don't really believe in. And this is, I tell this to people all the time because it was shared with me on my first child. I was pregnant, and I remembered I gave birth to my firstborn, and everybody had something to say about how or what I should be doing with this child.
Mhm.
And I was young. I mean, I wasn't that young, but a new mom,
Mhm.
but thinking, well, maybe they know, they're older women, they've had kids, and maybe I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But it became so overwhelming. And I don't
Mhm.
know if I was having a conversation or something, or if someone could just look at me and tell I was overwhelmed.
Mhm.
And I remember this older lady telling me, she grabbed me by the hand, I will never forget it. And she said, baby, you're that child's mother. And whatever you do, whatever decision you make for you and that child, be okay with it. You're right. You're
Yeah.
always going to be right. Your mama. And I was like, oh,
Set you free.
uh-huh. You mean I get to believe in myself? I get to trust my own decisions and be okay with that? I don't
Mhm.
have to be questioned because it just felt like everyone, oh, you need to nurse them this way, or you need to do this that way, or you need to change them here. It was just like, I can't take it. Now,
Mhm.
no ill intentions. They were doing it because they loved me. They loved my son, and they just force, but it was just too much. And so I share that to tell you, whatever decision you decide to make, trust it. It is yours. Believe in it. It's going to be okay. No one needs
Mhm.
to, or no one can really question it if you really down deep believe in it yourself. Even if they do, you won't waver because you believe it. That is powerful to me.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
just like, oh, that was such an eye opener for me. And I've carried that. That was just a situation with a newborn, but I've always carried that with me. Whatever decision I made, I trusted that decision because it was what's best for that
Mhm.
time, for that moment, for me, for whomever else was involved.
Mhm.
That was the resolve. It was just
Wow.
done. I said it, it's done. How about that? And
Oh,
sometimes you have
wait.
to be like that. And that's where the courage comes in, right? When you're trusting yourself in those situations, you believe in yourself, that courage, it just comes up. Now, there's a thin line between courage and arrogance, but that courage gives you that oomph to like say, buck what everybody else is saying. This is me, and this is how we gonna do it.
Mhm. Mhm.
In my house, this is how we roll.
Yeah.
And so that is so powerful for people, because people can get knocked off. They can, some people will allow others to say something that will be like, oh, question your belief in you. It will
Oh,
question
yeah.
you. Am I doing the right thing? Am I supposed to be doing this? I don't know. Ugh. And let me be a little transparent tonight. This is Thursday, not Friday. Oh, well, a day early. We can do it. So I always say this, and I really need to stop saying this. So unlike Thomas the disciple, for those of y'all don't know who that is, Thomas is the show me guy. He's the one that questioned, are you really the Messiah? And he said, you got to show me. And so, Jesus showed his pierced hands and his wound on his side. I'm like that, to be quite honest. I am that person.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, isn't that awful? I think I have a lot of faith. I always say I do. And I believe, and God has shown up in so many different ways. But I'm still like, I got to see it. I got to see it to believe it. So sometimes for some people, they're like me. And I get it. I get it when I'm connected with or working with, relating with someone. I get it when they start, they don't come out and say it like I'm saying it, but I pick up on what they're trying to say, like, I'm gonna have to see if this works. I'm gonna have to see if this is, how it's gonna go, or, I can't just blindly go into it. I can't walk out on faith and just not know. Here's what they'll use, because I use this too. I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about me. Let me be the example. So, so don't be in our inboxes, okay? I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about anyone particular.
Right.
So I will say things like, it has to make sense to me. It has to be logical. I'm a planner. So I have to, in order for me to execute or go to the next step, I have to know exactly what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and that I'm going to make it happen, right? So that's that control. And when you trying to control it, that's where that faith starts wavering, because you don't trust the process. You don't trust what's going to happen. And I understand how difficult that is. I do. When you don't see it, you do see it, but it's so far away that you can't touch it. So then you don't believe that you can get there. Right? Yep. And then you're like, I'm planning, but then when I did this, it didn't happen, or it's not happening soon enough. Then it's like, oh no, I'm not gonna do it, because because I'm not seeing the results. I'm not seeing, it's all people, when we, women, especially when you get over a certain age, this weight loss thing is a serious struggle. Okay, it is a yo-yo struggle for real. All right. And sometimes, y'all, I don't even own, a scale. I don't even own one. I haven't owned one in so long because I obsessed over it. I would get on it 2 or 3, 4 or 5 times an hour. Okay. Because I was like, okay, I did something. Let me see. I didn't eat that. Let me see. And I was like, okay, this is enough. I can't, let me get this out of my house. And so I do understand that some people, when they start those weight loss, and I don't even like using the term weight loss. I'm like, that's sickening, because it's a deficit mindset there with it. It's just like, it's almost like when you tell yourself, no, you can't do something. What are you gonna go do?
That thing.
You're gonna go do it.
Yeah.
You're gonna go do it. It's just by nature. That's just what we do. Yeah. And so, it's that kind of thing. And then when you don't see the results, when you keep getting on the scale and you haven't lost the pounds, but yet you have lost inches, you don't think about it, because you're so focused on that scale and that pound or the scale didn't move, that you forget that you can now put a shirt on that you couldn't put on a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
Because you're not in your mind seeing the results that you were looking for right then and there. And so then you stop believing in yourself. And then that takes you away from getting what you want, getting the things that you deserve, getting the things that are just rightfully yours.
Yeah. Right?
But we're here to help you get through and believe in you, encourage you. You have to go to bit.ly/freewomen2020, bit.ly/freewomen2020, so that you can come up, right? So that you can be certified, so that you can help someone else, coach them through exactly the experiences that you have had. Stop someone else from making the same mistakes. Share your story, okay? And motivate people to be the best that they can possibly be in the world for someone else, for themselves and someone else. All right? And sometimes, this is where it gets to the next level. You know that old song, I talk to myself when there is no one to talk to. People
Mhm.
ask me why I do things I do. Is that Cameo? Who is that?
I
It's
don't
old school.
know.
Y'all, it's
Yeah,
old.
it's around that
Okay.
time.
Yeah. So some people think that's like crazy that you talking to yourself. But haven't you heard the saying, encourage yourself? There's a song about that too.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to talk to yourself to encourage yourself.
You do. And I mean, if everyone would really be honest, you do talk to yourself. Now, I used to hear people say, well, you don't answer yourself. Yeah, you
Yes,
got
you
to have a
do.
conversation with yourself because sometimes your biggest enemy is the enemy in me. So
Yes.
you got to talk to yourself, the self
Yes.
that doubts, the self that doesn't believe, the self that is thinking lower than it ought to, the self that is wanting to move back into
Yeah.
old habits or
Mhm.
um, old relationships or, just old ways of thinking. You got to talk to yourself in that regard. Nah, don't be having 5 and 6 conversations all at the same time. That's a little different. We're not talking about that. We're talking about doing a self inventory and self check.
Right.
You gotta go on the inside, introspective search inside of you and get rid of that stuff because guess what? We have so many negative thoughts each
Hmm.
day, and you gotta be able to combat those things. So,
Right.
what are you speaking? What are you listening to? What are you reading? Who are you surrounded by? If you are not
Mhm.
satisfied with your life, understand that you are the sum total of the 5 people that you hang around the most.
Mm.
And that might mean that you need to change your circle a little bit or get in a different circle.
Right.
Now, we're not talking about discarding people. We don't do that. However, sometimes you have to go to a different space and a different place when you want to take yourself to the next level. And so we're encouraging you. Listen, ladies, we are begging you, and it's not just for ladies because we've had some men express interest, but especially the ladies. We
Hmm.
are we are almost begging you. Go sign up, get the information, take a chance on you. And it's not even take a chance on you, it's get yourself into a space where you can hear a different conversation, where you can have a different conversation and regurgitate a different
Oh
conversation
yes. Oh yes.
because of the environment that you allow yourself to be in. I promise you, I am not the same person I was in 2016 before I met Coach Danielle Winningham. I knew. Now I know I'm destined to be a millionaire, but I didn't know how to get there.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you don't know. And so you have to surround yourself with people that are already where you're trying to go.
Right.
And so sometimes that means you got to sacrifice some stuff.
Right.
I mean, I heard so many people, even some of my coworkers have been like, okay, I done watched all this series and I don't watch that. Stephanie, I ain't watched not a thing since we've been
Tell me
sheltered in
about.
place.
Yes.
Law and Order, maybe, but I didn't see them episodes, so I just put it on just to hear it.
Right.
But I ain't binge watched nothing
Hmm.
because I'm busy, focused
We
on
don't have
my
time.
business. I'm
Yes.
on a mission. I got stuff to do. Our lives have changed.
Right.
And so as a result, we are learning how to, move with it, rock with it. We're
Right.
learning how to make those adjustments. We have to. And
Right.
especially now, and I mean, we were already in the social media online space. So this is nothing new for us.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
even in this, we had to take it from a different angle.
That's true.
We've had to level up
Hmm.
because now all the people are like, we're gonna come on the playground. We've been on the playground. Where you been?
Where you been? Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
these people off the court. You know how you when you're a little older and the little kids want to play. It's like, Would they hurry up and get off the court so we can play some real, whatever it is. I was into basketball, so we can play a real basketball game.
Right.
So you gotta be in a different space, and you've got to believe, back to belief, and having faith in yourself that you're capable of doing it. Go to bit.ly/freewomen2020, bit.ly/freewomen2020. Sign up for the session. It's actually tonight. Today it's officially
Oh, it
Friday.
is. Yes.
It's Friday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Go ahead, bit.ly/freewomen2020, so you can sign up, get the information. Once you get the information, then you'll be able to complete the application and then get your interview. Listen, if I were you, I would get on the interview schedule this weekend, because you don't know when that money is going to run out. We have some different phases, so you don't want to miss out. I was
Right.
like, when Coach was saying that, I was trying to type the stuff in and listen at the same time, because I don't want to miss my opportunity.
That's
what
right.
what Eminem say? You only got one shot. Listen, this is my shot, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot it. I'm
That's
just saying.
And in the midst of this, guys, and even in the pandemic, there's so many reasons for you to feel sad and hopeless and just down, and it is necessary, and it is okay. Let me first and foremost say that, because I'm gonna tell you, rainbow. I've hit every emotion that you could possibly think of. I remember second weekend, I thought I was losing my mind.
Wow.
I did. I was like, okay, I'm tired of looking at my kids. My kids are driving me nuts. I'm trying to work here. I'm trying to e-school learning with them, and I have two little ones, and they need my help. Every technology, they can't do this, can't do that, and then I'm taking conference calls, and I was just I really literally thought I was going to lose my mind.
Wow.
Now, what I couldn't do is break down in front of my kids. I did, though, cry a lot at night. I had to let it go, let it out, just because I needed a release. But then being in a house, I'm the only adult. So there's really not much adulting, and there's only so much you can do online or digitally and on FaceTime. And there's just only so much you can do, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh.
So let me ask you a question. Now, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but my question is, why wouldn't you cry in front of them? Nah, I don't mean roll out in the middle of the floor and just lose it.
Oh, no,
but
it was that ugly.
I mean, I get it. I understand, because believe me, I had a moment, and it wouldn't matter who was here. Because I just was like, it was like 1,200 deaths, and I lost it.
Right.
But I mean, and I don't know. I'm just like, okay, sometimes we hide the natural things in life from our children. And then when they face it, when they grow older, they're like, well, I never saw my mama or my daddy.
Right.
So it was just a question. You don't have to answer it.
No, it was a great question. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Just because I didn't want to alarm them.
Okay.
I didn't want them to think mommy wasn't okay. Even how you can cry in front of them. I mean, my kids are very sensitive to each other and to just as a family. So I hurt my foot. I did something. I stubbed. And I said, ah! Both of them come running. Are you okay, mommy? And rubbing. Are you okay? That's how sensitive they are. Okay. And so I felt like, I didn't want to raise their anxiety level. I didn't want to, alarm them in any way, because even though they might not express that they're feeling certain ways, I'm sure if I were going through it, they were going through it as well. I'm pretty sure they were. And that would have been a good thing for all of us laid out on the floor, just doing an ugly cry together. That just wouldn't have been good. And so I just want to keep a positive outlook on this. And that's where I'm going with this, guys.
Okay.
Even though we can have those emotions, but even in this, as you just heard us say, we've been busy working this thing out. And so there's a level of positivity there. We're grateful, even though I'm stuck in this house, even though I'm tired of eating beans, even though there's a lot of things that are just, but guess what? I am so grateful. I am so I have breath in my body. I get to see my kids. There was a time I wasn't even seeing my kids because I was so busy.
Wow.
I'm grateful that I still have a roof over my head. I'm grateful for being here. I'm grateful for you guys coming, hanging with us at late night. You have to stay positive about the situation. And I'm not saying, oh, don't, be realistic. The reality is, yes, I've had family members die of COVID. I've been affected. I couldn't even get to them. I couldn't go, so
Yeah.
I have had trauma, during this time. But at the end of the day, I still have me. I still have my goals. I still know what my purpose is. I still know that I'm supposed to be here. There's a reason why I'm here right now talking to you. There's a reason why I'm telling you this story right now.
Yeah.
I know there is hope, and that this too shall pass, and that we will get through it. It's going to be difficult, but it's how you are reacting to it. It's your positivity. And being positive, that means you're going to do something positive for yourself. That means you're going to start taking care of you. You're going to start thinking about the things that you want to do. And even in this and what I'm sharing with you, you probably might want to consider getting certified and becoming a coach.
Yeah.
And helping someone else through a situation. Okay, so just be positive. You gotta stay positive about what is happening, even when, guys, if there's so many stories I could share with y'all, even when there is no positive piece to the story.
Yeah.
You've got to remain positive.
Yeah.
And that's just, and that's just part of the faith walk. I could just remember growing up as a kid, and there was a deacon. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. I probably will after this, but he always had peppermints in his pocket. And that's probably why I remember him as a kid. Because in between Sunday school and church service, he would always come over and give us peppermints. Mm-hmm. But he always had a smile on. He was so happy all the time. And I could always remember thinking, man, he's happy. Now, I don't know why I was thinking that. I would always think he's just such a happy person. Not that Mr. Rogers creepy happy, but just that genuine. I thought he was creepy as a kid. I don't know about anybody else.
Wow.
But he just was a genuine happy person all the time. I never saw him get upset, never saw him raise his voice, never saw him get angry with anyone. He just was, that was just him. And that has impacted me because I'm thinking about him. I'm talking about him right now. Because when I think about being positive, I go back to him. And I want to be that person. I want to be just like that. Always. Whatever's happening around you, the world is going to turn. It is going to turn. That's inevitable, right? Yeah. But be happy about it. Be grateful for where you are. Be grateful for where you're about to go. Yeah. Right? Yep. You can be that can be powerful. That can cause you to move and do some things differently. And that can cause you to start looking for a different kind of circle. If your circle's not moving, if all of y'all know the same thing, that means somebody needs to go. And that could be you. And be okay with that. Be all right with that. That's good. And then guess what? What you're going to need on your faith walk? And we brought it up in several different ways already. What you're going to need on your faith walk is someone coaching you through that. Yeah. You got to have someone coaching you through that.
Can't do it alone.
You cannot walk this thing alone. If I didn't have my family, if I didn't have my coach, and I have several, but if I don't have my coach, we all fight over her, but she's really I'm her favorite. Mm-hmm. We're going to believe that tonight, right? If I didn't have her, I wouldn't be right here where I am. I would not be in front of you right now as we speak. Oh, yeah. And that's the honest truth. I saw something, a vision totally different than the vision I have right now. And I'm so thankful that I was able to seek out a coach who could hear my vision and guide me in the right way. Because I believe if I'd have done it the way that I was trying to do it,
Mm.
I would not have been anywhere. I would have been struggling. I'd have been goals. I wouldn't have been able to put the pieces together.
Mhm.
And you're going to have someone walk you through those processes. You're going
Right.
to have someone to tell you, I wouldn't make that turn right there. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to handle it. And you get it done, because guess what? You're writing on her mistakes that she made.
Yeah.
She's going to tell you, I've been there, done it. You better not do it that way.
Right.
This is how you should do it. And this is why you should do it.
Yep.
You got to have that wisdom behind, especially if you're trying to do a business, especially if you're trying to be a coach, especially if you're, just life, just
Yep.
living.
Yep.
It's good to listen to someone with wisdom, period. Right?
Yep.
So, y'all, I'm about to drop the mic. I'm dropping the mic tonight. Mic check.
That is good, and to apply that to myself, again, having the experience and healing from grief situations and crisis situations, all that training. Listen, all that training, I still had to have someone that I sat down with, because okay, you can read 20 books, you can read or see, videos and all of that, but you still need to sit down with somebody to see if you've missed something,
Mhm.
or as you're trying to move forward so that you don't make the same mistakes. We have blind spots. And so that's why we need somebody to help us. My sister, among, some other people in my life, but my sister is that person for me. I'm like, look, if you see me, driving off the way, you have the right to tell me. And I put people in that space because at this point in my life, now when I was younger, I wanted to do it my way. I wanted to do it myself. I wanted to figure it out on my own.
Couldn't tell you nothing, right?
Well, it wasn't couldn't tell me nothing, but I'm just a try to do it myself kind of person. I'm gonna try to figure it out, and then if I can't, I'll ask for help. But you get to a certain age, it's like, okay, we got to eliminate some of this bump my head kind of stuff. Let me find somebody who really, really knows. And even Stephanie talked about when she was younger, when she had her first child, there are always people around you that have something to say, but you got to be listening to the right person or right persons.
Right.
And so if you are talking about going into the business arena, you're here. You're not here by accident. You're here on purpose. And if you don't know what your purpose is, guess what? We got a certification for that. You need to go to bit.ly/free women 2020. We're offering certification programs in 12 different areas. Stephanie has an area for career women. I handle relationships. You have purpose. You have retiring with real estate, self-publishing. I mean, business. There's just so much. And so if that's you, and you've been trying to figure out, well, okay, I know I want to do something, but I don't know exactly how to get started, or, I have this and I really want to make it bigger than what it is. You're not here by chance. This is your opportunity. And guess what? You have a $5,500 grant potentially behind you. And
Right.
so no better time than the present. You have, it's like going to, I like candles, going to Bath and Body Works, and they got buy two get one free, or whatever the case may be. You're at this right space so that you can get some information that you need. Is going to be an incredible journey. And so our information session is tonight at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. So go to that link, go register so you can get this awesome, incredible information and start that journey. Get that mentor that you need. Listen, if you're going to find somebody, you want to find somebody that's doing the dang on thing. And we can certainly say Coach Danielle Winningham is doing the dang on thing.
That's
And
right.
so it's, I've heard it said, and she said it too. If you gonna be a copycat, make sure you copying the right cat. And so if you want to make money, because it's like she blow on something and it
Yeah.
makes millions of dollars. So you want to be in this kind of space. She didn't pay us to say that. Listen, we up late.
Right.
We're doing this because we believe in the vision and we know what this program can do for your life. I
Mm-hmm.
know that's my story. I'm pretty sure Stephanie feels the same, that we've seen the results. And this ain't no hype. Like she said, this ain't nobody that's posing in Nordstrom's next to something. No, this is bona fide, certified, you know. So yeah, I don't know. If you ain't figured it out by now, believe in yourself, have faith, be surrounded by the right community,
Yes.
have a mentor.
It's your time. It's
We
your
gonna
due
be
season, y'all. It's your due season.
due season,
So,
yes.
okay, guys, we thank you guys for coming on and joining us, joining with us. We appreciate you hanging in there with us and getting some of this information that we're sharing with you. Again, have faith in you because it is time for you. Don't forget, register for tonight, bit.ly/free women 2020, and we will see you there.